2v2 Medean Jungle Mines blue team. Bunch of Eldar first up. We have inaroadun plays an Eldar Warlock melee commander with great disruption and mobility, can also tank damage with the right war gear. Alongside is Kindness plays an Eldar Farseer support commander, fights in melee combat, lots of great buffs with some debuffs and crowd control too. These guys have the exact same scheme, looks like they do, so I'm probably going to get units mixed up more than usual. Red team, Siegureboy is a plague champion, starts out range combat with a damage over time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, but lacks speed, can build turrets and repair also. And rounding out the teams is DiesIrae27 plays an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura. This is some Blood Ravens on show. So it's Farseer versus Apothecary in the north, which is a pretty interesting matchup. Might see some Doom shenanigans up here. Apothecary going after these Banshees. Tactical Marines are there. Banshees moving in, but they're quite low on health, at least half of their hit points by the time they got into melee combat, using their power weapons to slice up those tactical Marines, but they are forced off. South is Warlock versus Plague Champion, which is a bit of a pain in the ass for the Plague Champion early on in 2v2s and 3v3s. It's not so bad though once he can start working against him with his fetid, or maybe even going toe to toe with the Plague Sword. What is this Farseer up to? She's keeping stuff away from her Dire Avenger so they can cap the northern VP. That was decent play by Kindness, and it looks like he is going to get away fine. Tactical Marines forcing melee combat, but she does get away. What is this? Power's going to get hit by Howling Banshees. Warlock is there also, lost to some health. Destructor on his Heretics is going to be a pain in the ass also for Siegureboy. Needs to get Havocs on the field, I think, as soon as he can. And then if the Warlock responds with Rangers, get some Raptors perhaps, and then he can support them with Touch of Nurgle and stuff. Banshees forcing off the Plague Champion. There's a Destructor on the Heretics, more than half of their hit points gone, and there is Channeling Runes on the Banshees as well, so that's going to be even more annoying. Very powerful healing ability, but it does lock the Warlock in place. He can't attack or do anything. Chaos Space Marines coming over to the south to help out, not sure what they were up to. Taking this heavy cover here behind that tree stump and those low walls. Double Dire Avengers here though, so they don't want this fight very much. Banshees have lost the model, aspect of strength is up. Heretics coming back out of base, no sign of Havocs for Siegureboy. Maybe he's going for Raptors, because he could get Noise Marines on the field by now as well. Apothecary capping mid, has the customized Stormbolter up already. Might be useful to keep that Farseer and that Warlock in check. Dire Avengers can now cap mid-map, maybe. Completely decap that power, and the Plague Sword is up for the Plague Champion. Expensive but very powerful power melee weapon. Ignores melee resistance aura, which is a passive that most, well, all melee squads have, that gives them 40% damage resistance to melee attacks. Some other squads have it as well, like Marines and Devastators and stuff. Banshees have caught these Marines. They do take down the Farseer, but they're going to lose at least 2 models here. The Banshees in chase with fleet up. Shotgun scouts trying to come in and make a difference. Can't get close enough for their shotgun blast though, and the tactical Marines take out 2 models. Banshees shotgun blasted, which only knocks down 1 of the models there. That's pretty unlucky. Apothecary shooting away with his customized Stormbolter. Devastators on the field. Heretics with an aspiring champion. Plague Champion now has fetid also. That on-demand suppression, so useful versus these Banshees and that Warlock. But he's got Channeling Runes to deal with. He's going to die here, and does die. Noise Marines on the field. Not what I would have gone for. Noise Marines are awesome versus Eldar, especially wearing down Banshees as they run in, but the Channeling Runes changes that completely. He needs that. Well, I suppose if he can get Heretics in to suppress them as well with the Doom Blast, and then follow up with that Sonic Blaster usage, that's going to be pretty nasty. Destructor on the Devastators, almost. Can they take out the Banshees here? Looks like they are, and they do. That was a big misplay from inaroadun, losing his upgraded Howling Banshees there, and he instantly replaces them, which I think is a good choice. causing Siegureboy a lot of problems with his Banshees so far, though this Heretics Noise Marine combo can be very, very painful for Banshees if you can make that work, but these Heretics are going to have to cap this natural rep point, which has been capped and fully matured for blue team. Banshees now taking a northern victory point, 499 I should say, 357, Webway Gate going up here, that's inaroadun, so that's a healing Webway Gate. Devastator Marines, lost a bunch of health, but they still have 3 models going to come and defend the north. Farseer is still down. The Plague Champion though has been revived and gets his mucus discharge on the way, gives him that area of effect heal, which does affect him. Noise Marines hitting power now, very good at shaking apart structures. Their ranged attack also disables ranged weapons with the Sonic Blaster, which is incredibly useful versus Dire Avengers because it also stops their grenade throws and stuff. Apothecary is going to knock over this Warlock to try and stop the revive. Nope. Thought he was going to use full auto maybe. Farseer back to her feet then. South side is being capped up. Howling Banshees forced off by a shotgun blast that I heard. But they are going to get away, are they? Yes, they should be. Aspect of fleetness allows them to jump over that low wall there. Noise Marine is trying to make something happen, getting way too close to these Banshees though. There is the cacophony. Chaos Space Marines following up with some ranged attacks from their bolters. They don't have Eternal War though. And there's the War Shout, which does suppress the Noise Marines, and now they're in huge amounts of trouble. Trying to tank them so the CSM can take models off them. They did reasonably well, only lost 1 model, took off 2 Howling Banshees. It's not the end of the world. These Chaos Space Marines now going to try and force melee combat. Need to be careful with defensive use of grenades from these Dire Avengers. And here comes the Warlock, so they run away. Still has that channeling runes, of course. Kindness has got some Wraith Guard on the way. Razorback for DiesIrae, or DiesIrae, however you say it. Tactical Marines unable to spot this infiltrated Webway Gate. They have a Sergeant on the way already, so that suggests he wants Stern Guard veterans on the field. Power being hit here. Can he take it all down? Probably not. Here comes that melee resistance aura, ignoring Plague Sword. But he backs away so he can use his leap there. That was fetid, and here comes the Noise Marines. Look at the damage to those Dire Avengers. Oh, there is. Oh, that was just a heal. That was the breath of. That was the unholy stench, I should say, on the Banshees. So they do get away. Lost a lot of health. He's doing quite well now. Now that he has all of his stuff together, those Banshees might struggle to make an impact. 460, 337 puts his Plague Champion at the front of his army. He can stop anything running in with Unholy Stench. Power being hit here. No Flamer or Missile Launcher for the Tactical Marines, but they do have their Sergeants. No sign of Stern Guard veterans on the way. You see the Sergeant there with the banner. He's pretty good in melee combat, but also does good range damage with the bolt pistol. They're forcing melee combat here on those Wraith Guard, or trying to. And look at this, Singing Spear is up for the Farseer. Not something you see all that often. Lots of Doombringer usage these days. Gives her a heavy melee weapon, this Singing Spear, so she can take on vehicles with it. And if she puts Guide on herself, she's doing a reasonable amount of damage. I think it's around 60 DPS heavy melee. 420, 337. She also has the awesome, fantastic Spirit Stones, massive area of effect heal, and gives her that bonus for reviving heroes. Wraith Lord on the field for inaroadun. Siegureboy has Plague Marines, but they're usually not enough by themselves to take on a Walker, and that is the problem with Plague Marines. You really want Havocs, which sometimes in themselves aren't enough to take on a Walker, so you have that problem of perhaps needing 2 AV squads to deal with a Walker. 2 full AV squads, where Tactical Marines could get maybe a Melter Bomb for their Assault Marines and then follow up with a Missile Launcher or something, or Devastators. Chaos don't have that kind of flexibility, but they do have massive amounts of upfront damage. 400, 337. Plague Marines shooting with those damage over time bolters. Wow, wiping out that Dire Avenger squad. Kindness not paying attention at all there. 400, 337. Once on cap, here comes the Warlock leaping into combat. Now has the Witchblade of Kernus, and there is the Ethereal slash Wraithlord. A really good choice, I think, because it's going to make Siegureboy think a lot about his engagement orders. Does he go straight after the Wraithlord, or does he try to wear down the Banshees and leave the Wraithlord to run amok? That's touch of Nurgle on those heretics. Worst nightmare for Howling Banshees pretty much. And is still going on these Dire Avengers. inaroadun not paying attention to these guys. And I don't think they're going to get away. Wow, really bad engagement for blue team. Really bad. DiesIrae has an Assault Marine squad with Sergeant and a Melter Bomb on the way. And a Razorback, which is getting chopped up by the Farseer here. She's going to get a rear arm hit. Boom. Decent damage from that Twin Link Heavy Bolter on top. Now the Wraithlord goes down. Wow, is this all over for blue team now? Bang, taken out by a las cannon. 400, 337. Farseer caught in retreat and goes down. Really terrible passage of play for blue team. How are they going to recover? Kindness goes tier 3. Dark Reapers on the way for inaroadun, a good choice I think. Wraithlord going down is a massive blow. Did not notice that Devastator squad had a las cannon, and Tactical Marines are getting Sternguard Veterans upgrade. Can use their Hellfire rounds to whittle down all this light infantry. Caught here though by Banshees, and they get all their models back in a way when they get the Sternguard Veteran upgrade, and now instantly retreat out. And some friendly fire from the Wraith Guard there takes out a Banshee model. Another gate here. Not seen this gate used yet. This power's been hit. The red team doing very well. More gates down here to use. Banshee's trying to decap but losing too much health, and there's a grenade trying to take out the Wraith Guard. Why did they retreat? Razorback still going strong. Kicking off in mid. Destructor on the heretics there, who are building a shrine to Nurgle. And there's touch of Nurgle on them also. Howling Banshees chopping up the Plague Champion, or at least trying to, who puts up a heavy bolter turret. And those Banshees are done for in retreat, are they? No, they get away with 17 hit points. Touch of Nurgle is still active on these heretics. Knockback damage and a heal to nearby allies whenever they lose a model, so great synergy with that Doom Blast, which is why Touch of Nurgle is less effective on heretics. It does less damage because of that Doom Blast synergy. Use it on something like Plague Marines and it's nuts, because they already do damage when they explode. So Touch of Nurgle as well, and they can straight up wipe squads with their Touch of Nurgle explosion. 2 gens down there for blue. Shrine is going to be really annoying now for blue team. They need to split and go south and north, I think. Try and keep both the naturals while keeping pressure on the power if they can. Much easier said than done, of course. Wraith Guard getting shots in. Huge damage to all targets on close range. Will also suppress infantry with those weapons of theirs. And they can't be suppressed themselves. They're actually quite tough. Over 2,400 hit points. But they are terrible in melee combat. Dark Reapers forced off. Long range inferno damage, heavy infantry. Can be very nasty. They now have fleet, of course, in beta 11. I think it was introduced in beta 10. 351, 319. Power is hit. Kindness has a fire prism though, and a D cannon. So that's going to make things interesting. Especially if he can do a singularity on a big blob around a shrine perhaps. Some Nurgle worship here, boosting the health regeneration of Siegureboy's infantry units, including his commander. Power bash up here though as well. Blue team playing it quite smart as well as they can with the armies that they have. Kindness has responded very well with his tier 3 army. inaroadun goes tier 3, that's a big decision to make. Maybe another Dark Reaper squad would have been worth it for him, or some Warp Spiders or something. Here comes the Warlock. Level 3, channeling runes and the Witchblade of Kernus kicking off in the north. There's Distort Field, I believe, on the Wraithguard Distortion Field, a global ability from the Warlock on his ally. Everything forced off though, Razorback hitting the field again. Assault Marines level 2, they've done well since they hit the field. Mid is being capped by the Warlock. Down goes the Shrine, and the Fire Prism should be able to take down that turret as well. So that's a lot of the defences in mid gone down, which weren't cheap either. Shrine is 150-15, which is cheap, but the turret is the 230 variety. Plague Champion smacking on a generator. Plague Marines taking big shots from the Fire Prism and D Cannon, and those Dark Creepers weighing in. They're now much more effective against regular infantry now that they have the Inferno damage. And Plague Marines are regular infantry, they're not heavy infantry, these guys, so they take full damage from piercing weapons and stuff. 351, 217. Heretics backing away. Nice Breath of Nurgle on them to heal them up. And now they can reinforce off that Razorback. Blue team though have a 2-1. They've done well to get themselves back into this game. And look at this webway gate usage over here from both players, but here is a Land Raider Phobos. This thing got its las cannons buffed in damage in beta 10. 25 more damage per twin las cannon, I believe it is. This Warlock is done for. 351, 194. He's in tier 3 though, inaroadun, and has a lot of resources, but so does DiesIrae. Going for a Land Raider. Is he? Look at the damage to this Phobos. That is an awesome combo. Time field into Wraithguard shots and the Singing Spear there. But she can't attack when she's in time field. Now she can. Wraithguard now in retreat, and they do get away well. Didn't lose a model. Terminator's on the field for DiesIrae, so no sign of that Land Raider Redeemer, I should say. Mark of mon-keigh Space Marines for Siegureboy. And mid is all kicking off as well. Assault Marines forcing off the Wraithguard. Well, they were already in retreat for a long time. 351, 168. Fire Prism been used very defensively so far. Maybe it should have been brought around to get some shots on the Phobos. Might have taken it down if that Fire Prism was getting shots. Ouch! Singularity on that blob of stuff. There's a Melter Bomb on the Fire Prism. Only 500 hit points this thing. Melter Bomb doing 150 or so. Here comes that Phobos. Badly needs repair support. The Plague Champion can repair, as can those Heretics and DiesIrae's Scouts. Seer Council on the field now for inaroadun. And there is that Distortion Field again. Third time I've seen it, I think. But look at that. The Dirge Caster goes off, stunning those Seer Council models and debuffing their damage. And in debuff, the stun only lasts 3 seconds or so, but the debuff lasts, I think, 15. Down goes the Phobos. Seer Council in retreat, so that's a big win for blue team. The Phobos goes down. Way too aggressive with it, I think, especially with the amount of health that it had. Not sure what he was doing pushing it forward. Obviously going after the Fire Prism, but there was no need to. They had mid. Just sit back a bit. Terminators, no sign of a weapon upgrade yet. North is all blue. Banshee's taking down nodes. Blue team using their Eldar mobility well. 351, 97, and they have a big VP advantage here. They've done really well. I don't think red team have been too static or anything, it's just that they can't keep up with the gates right now. Phobos loss was a misplay, of course, but other than that they've done reasonably well. Plague Champions level 4. Got these gates over here. One here as well, there's one here, there's a bunch back at base, one over here, and now one in mid. 351, 78. Look at the damage pouring in from the Dark Reapers. That Inferno damage obliterated in those Devastators. And now it's the Seer Council decapping. Really awesome power melee squad that passively buff nearby allies. Give them some energy regeneration, I believe it is, and some other stuff. Down goes the Razorback. Was that a D-cannon shot? I think it might have been. Seer Council kicking some serious ass, tanking as well. Look at that. channeling runes on them, but he was too far away, they got out of range. The range was reduced in Beta 10. Put distortion field on them again, some really liberal usage of that. 342, 68. Terminator is going to absolutely own. There's Angels of Death from DiesIrae, 50% damage resistance on all of his infantry, and they become knockback immune. Fire Prism in trouble though. Plague Marines are going to get the one shot that they need. There's a Melter Bomb anyway, not even needed. 325, 68, single cap for red, and Kindness lost a lot of stuff. Lost his Fire Prism, D Cannon also went down, the gate goes down, and now red team, army wise, back in control, but they were in control before and blue team got back into it. Fire Prism on the way. Seer Council need only one reinforcement. Ouch, nice grenade on the Banshees. Scout trying to force melee combat on these Wraithguard. That's how bad Wraithguard are in melee. Scouts want to force melee on them. Terminator squad down, lost the model. Wow, Banshees getting absolutely owned though. Those Storm Bolters of the Terminators do really good DPS, and they're going to go down in retreat because those are Stone Guard with Hellfire rounds, and they do go down. 305, 68, another big loss for Kindness. Another Fire Prism is up. He does have enough for an Eldritch Storm, but I do think blue team have just lost too much stuff in this late game. That engagement in the mid was really bad for them. Started off well, decimating those Devastators, but he mistimed his channeling runes, which meant that those Seer Council were forced off much sooner than they would have been. Chaos Terminators on the field now for Siegureboy. Much like their loyalist counterparts, they begin with a Power Fist and twin-linked bolters in their case. Have different weapon upgrade options though, and they start with less hit points. There's the Witchblade of Kurnus, Ethereal Slash. Here comes Seer Council. What can they do? Not a lot, because that is Touch of Nurgle on the Heretics, and that is nasty. Really good usage. Touch of Nurgle wins the engagement, forces them off if nothing else, and a lot of the time you'll gladly pay the 150 red to force off an opponent. 255, 68 double cap for red team. They should have this in the bag. There's pinning fire from the Dark Creepers. 243, 68. They do seem like a much more useful unit in general now that they have Inferno damage. 231, 68. Eldar do have quite a crowded tier 2. Lots of really good choices in there. Noise Marine is going to use their Cacophony if they used it already. 219, 68. Another D cannon for Kindness. Ouch, these Noise Marine is getting absolutely owned here. What is he doing? Gonna lose him. He does lose him. Maybe he wasn't too bothered. Late champion hits level 6, has done well. Level 8 Apothecary as well. One more level, nice level 6, sorry. Gonna say one more level, and he's got the maxed heal. Level 3 Farseer and a level 5 Warlock. Almost level 6 Farseer has that Armor Reduced Urine. Sorry, time field used on that Phobos, which helped take it down. Plague Marines level 3. Mark of Corner CSM level 3. There's the Singularity. Don't think it's going to hit anything. They were already in motion, so they do dodge it quite nicely. Farseer forced off. They're trying to use these gates as they should. Perhaps the only chance they have is to keep mobile constantly, ambush attacks, and keep the VP's cap. Try to frustrate the red team so they start making mistakes, because they've got 2 Terminator squads to deal with now, a Predator tank and 2 quite beefy heroes as well. Improved medical equipment and armor of purity for DiesIrae, so he's gone for the old school heal bot kind of build, just throwing out heals all the time. 150, 68. Las Cannon trying to shoot the Warlock. Not sure why the Predator tank's not firing, just out of range. The Revenger throw a grenade, but he completely misses everything, and he almost lost a squad there. Blue team losing a natural, but they do take mid. 140, 68. Power being hit. Blue team, what are they going to do? More Dark Creepers for inaroadun. which might make short work of these Terminators. We'll see, especially with Seer Council support that can be healed with channeling runes. Siegureboy does not have the 150 red for Touch of Nurgle either. He will if he loses something or kills something. And the Warlock's got really angry. Providence is up with the Ethereal Slash being spammed. These are Lightning Claw Terminators now, lost the model, and look at the damage they're taking. This is a really bad engagement for Siegureboy. Touch of Nurgle is up, but the Heretics are soon going to be wiped, and there is the wipe, and that is a really good engagement for the blue team. Doubled up here. Siegureboy stayed in that engagement way too long. Are the Terminators going to get away? And look at this, Dark Reapers using their newly given fleets, and that causes a kill on those Chaos Terminators. They wouldn't have got that kill if they did not have their fleets. Maybe the Farseer would have finished him off though. 120-68. Assault Marines level 3. Here is DiesIrae to support. Siegureboy lost a lot there. Just has Plague Marines and Chaos Space Marines now. 109-68. It's going to be a tense finish. DiesIrae doesn't want to get caught out. Terminator's losing a model, but he's now making his way back to the middle. Look at this Farseer. Level 4 trying to cap. Blue team sticking at it, doing really well. Can they take down this Apothecary? They do. There is Distortion Field again on the Seer Council. Really nice usage of that. There's Time Field as well, which is slowing down these Terminators. She's still able to attack in the Time Field. Does it only affect enemies? I thought it affected all units. Well, there you go. 75-68. Orbital on the double Dark Reapers. Is that double Dark Reapers? Yeah. Ouch. Level 3 and level 2. 72-68. It's a nice nuke. Forces them off. But blue team will take mid, and they have their natural. They've really come back into this really well. 72-68. Down goes the Farseer. Las Cannon to the back of the head is going to do it. Warlock capping mid. They can perhaps use their gate to get up here. Or not. There is the 2-1 for blue. It's close. 72-63. Red team coming back to the mid in the form of DiesIrae's Space Marines. Siegureboy getting some Heretics up. He has loads of requisition, but they have very little power income. Red team. Both teams in fact do. Look at this, Markov Corner CSM capping though. Going to be a tense finish of keeping and capping VPs. Ouch. Double Dark Reapers, no chance for those Chaos Space Marines to get into combat there. Plague Champion forcing off the D cannon if nothing else. Stone Guard Veterans also weighing in there. Some more lag spikes. Dark Reapers trying to get shots on these Plague Marines, but they're behind that heavy cover there. 52-56. There's the double for the red. Can they hold on? Vipers are now getting shots. Another D cannon for kindness. inaroadun. Maybe think about some warp spiders to help him teleport around and cap stuff. Just some more Dire Avengers would be pretty decent now, I think. With their grenade and their shields and their Exarch. Plague Champion kicking some serious ass against the Warlock, but he uses Providence. Makes him immune to damage, gives him amazing amount of energy regeneration, and reduces the cooldown of his abilities to almost nothing. So he can use them over and over and over again. The Plague Champion goes down. We did hold up the blue team for a little while. 39-56. Siegureboy recovering with 2 Heretic squads. He should be getting a Predator tank on the field. He's floating tons of resources. What is he doing? Get a CSM squad on the field at least if you're trying to save for a super unit. 39-51. Really should be getting a Predator tank. And he's going for another Phobos in fact. 39-49. That takes 90 seconds to build this thing. Might not even make it to the field in time. Farseer level 5 goes down. Down goes the Warlock also. See a council tanking a lot of stuff and are forced off. They've actually done really well to level 4 now. There's an Eldritch Storm, takes out a Predator tank, really nicely placed. Can it finish off the Assault Marines? They live, they do live. Just about. Red team holding both of the natural victory points. Blue team have mid. Devastators are going to stand here. And Stone Guard veterans in retreat. I thought they were going to stand and guard. 24-41. Can blue team push back again? They are taking a natural back, or at least trying to. inaroadun still hasn't purchased anything. They need bodies on the field, I think. Bodies on the field at this stage in the game is a good thing. DiesIrae only with Stone Guard, Assault Squad and his Devastators left, so his Terminators did go down. Was it with that nuke or did it go down before that? I'm not sure. They does have another Predator tank on the way. There's a Noxious Cloud. First one I've seen. He's moved it in the wrong direction. He's not moving it again. There we go. He's need to move it. There we go. But blue team do take it and wipe out the heretics. Noxious Cloud forces off all the stuff but doesn't take it down. 18-31, a 2-1 cap for the Eldar team. This is such a close game. Blue team have done awesomely well to keep themselves in this. They were really behind in army rosters a couple of times, so they've used their gates well, used their mobility well. Singularity wipes the heretics in one foul swoop because they don't have their aspiring champion. Painful. Siegureboy is now getting some more Chaos Space Marines. Some Raptors I think would do well for him. They could jump on the Dark Reapers and stuff. They do have to be very careful of the Seer Council obviously. 18-6, single cap for blue. Stone Guard veterans using and they shall know no fear to try and cap mid, but the Fire Prisms knocking them off it, and there is the double cap and the victory for the Eldar team. Beautifully played by them. He did lose a lot of stuff. Kindness lost the cannon and the Fire Prism, but he recovered, and so did inaroadun. Siegureboy just had a really terrible engagement around this victory point where he lost almost everything, was left with just 2 squads, and he never really recovered from that. Got a bunch of heretics but threw them away. The Phobos was the wrong choice. Could have got a Chaos Predator out way sooner, and I think that cost them, really did cost them. Awesome game though. Plague Champion level 7 at the end. Level 7 Apothecary also, so he had his really nice heal. Warlock level 8 did awesomely well. Providence came into play at the end, and the Farseer level 6, almost level 7-0. Thank you for watching guys, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.